Alright, are you ready to play Terra Nova? And be pioneers of the new world?
Is that what we are?
That is indeed what is happening here.
Well, sure.
So, in Terra Nova, we are pioneers, represented by these little pioneer men.
Okay.
We have 13 of them in the two-player game, and that means that we're playing red and yellow, because those are the only two colors that have 13 pieces.
Sure.
Our feudal lord has sent us across the ocean to take as much of this island as possible for our particular lord. We do this by pretty simple area majority mechanics. We will begin by each placing all 13 of our little pioneer men on the board anywhere you want to. And then, once we start the game after that, each turn you have 3 actions that you can take. The first action that you have to take each turn is moving one of your pioneer men in one of the 6 directions off of the hex that's around him in a straight line as far as you want him to move. He can't jump over anything that's in his way, so you can move all the way across the board as long as there's not another pioneer man in the way or one of these border stones in the way, because you can't jump over any of those. Once you have moved with your first action, you can place a stone. So if I move this guy, I could come up here and place a stone. You can then take a third action, which can be to place a second stone next to the same guy. You always have to place a stone next to a guy who has just moved. Or you could take a third action of moving that guy again, or moving another one of your guys in a straight line. You can move the same guy twice, so you could move him and then move him if you needed to get around something. And then you could place a stone. You can choose to only take 1 or 2 of your 3 possible actions. You just always have to move a guy, is the only requirement. And he can never move back to the same space. So if I leave here, I can't come back to this same spot. Which could be important strategically if, I really wanted a stone right next to me for some reason. I have to be careful and only move a little bit. Situationally, though, I'm not really sure when you would want to move back to the space you just left from. It has to be pretty specific. For scoring, once any area that contains no more than 3 of the train types on the board is enclosed, that area scores, and it's just number of men in it determines majority. So, if this area gets closed in like this, around, and we just count our number of guys that are in there very quickly and very easily. The number of train types in the area determines how many points that area is worth. So, like with where we are right now, there are 2 train types in here. So this area would be worth 2 points per hex. If those aren't there and there's 3 train types in it, it's worth 1 point per hex. And if it was closed off, like that, so that only the 1 train type is there, it's worth 3 points per hex. It's noteworthy that if we tie for majority, we divide the points equally between us, rounding down. That's pretty much all there is to it. Do you have any questions that I didn't get to?
Only this water, we can just walk on it?
Yeah, our guys are out there in boats, I guess, and we're dividing the water up with stones. It's very pasted on theme-wise.
Okay.
Very abstract.
So the water is just another region?
Yeah, it's just a terrain type.
Okay. Alright, so we just like alternate putting our guys on the board?
Yep. So, I don't really know where is a good place to be putting guys. I'm sure that there is, a lot of strategy involved in it. If this is your game and you play it a lot, you would just know where the places to go are, but for me, I am just kind of placing mine more or less randomly, just trying to keep presence in each area of the board so that it doesn't feel like you kind of have a strong presence somewhere and I don't have anything there to contest. Oh, I think I was there. Okay. Go ahead and move one of your pioneer men. You want to take a third action? Okay. Move this guy to here.
Oh. A line has been drawn.
Yeah. I feel like... That's my 3. Go ahead. I feel like it's very... It's like strangely cooperative in some ways because we're like helping each other build this wall and close this area off, but like we're competing to have the most people in there, so we're going to end up in a position where we're trying to bottleneck each other out. Oh, you've ruined everything.
Just had a pioneer fiasco. I don't even know that that's where I was.
I don't know. We could look at the footage, but I don't care.
Okay. I don't even know if that's fine.
I think that was 2 if you want to move a third thing. Or place another stone or whatever you feel like doing. It is noteworthy that although the rules use the word enclosed, that the border, you don't have to have stones along, since that tripped us up when we were first looking at the rules of this. Actually, I moved it there, not there. So I can drop 2 stones.
Oh, it's totally multiple moves, man.
I went like...
You went like up, over...
Did I?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. I guess that's why I was thinking, like, I'm just going to end here and do that, but whatever. Oh, no! I'm trying to muscle in, huh?
Yep. We're going to have a pioneer off.
The joke is on you, because I'm going to out-pioneer you. Oh, what did I just do? I moved 1 too far, that's what I did. I was moving to there. I'm dropping 1 here.
I guess the joke is in fact on me. So I can start doing stuff over here.
That's true.
Yeah, just kind of do a little shimmy over there. That's fine. Alright, even there.
Yeah, you have to kind of figure out where the best places to divide a section are. Okay, so this is enclosed now. So I'm the only one there, so this guy is removed from the game. And I'm going to score 3 points for each hex because there's only one terrain type in this area. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30, 33. There we go, 33. I'm going to move and close this one off so that I get 3, 6, 9, 18, 21, 24. Which puts me up to like 57. Yeah, if you want to move me down there. Yeah. Okay, so then that closes off. You have majority. There are 3 terrain types. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right?
Yep.
So, I mean, there you go. That's pretty much everything right there.
Yep.
We just keep going across the board. So, Terra Nova, what do you think?
I mean,
that's about how I feel.
Like, really, there's just, you're just like, okay, well, you move, and you can put down a stone or move again, and that's it.
That's all there is. It is pretty thin. It's very abstract, and neither of us is a particularly big fan of abstract strategy, so it is not really our type of game to begin with.
There's no luck involved.
That's true. I think that's beneficial, and there is certainly like a sense of accomplishment when you manage to like pin somebody in a spot and score a thing that they thought they were going to be able to score, and you have seized the majority. So, I mean, there's stuff going on there. I just don't feel like that this is a very deep game.
Right. I think the artwork is really nice, if completely pointless.
Yeah. But it could just be colored zones, colored hexagons on a field, and you were seizing control of areas that way.
We mentioned while we were setting up that it looked a lot like Hacienda. It uses the same like color
very similar
pattern. Yeah, it's very similar. Hacienda is a more interesting game.
Yeah. There's a lot more going on there with the different herds and all of that.
And we also mentioned that it was similar to Masons, which I also think is a better game.
Yeah.
Both of those games involve drawing cards and having, some variability of...
some kind of secret objective point.
Yeah.
Scoring technique in there so that it may look like you're doing something that's completely nonsensical to your opponent, but then all of a sudden you reveal, like, oh, I have gray towers in a row, or whatever it was in Masons.
Yeah. So, I mean, realistically, like, all this game has going for it is that it comes in a small box and is probably cheaper than both of those games.
Yeah, it seems true.
Maybe not, but honestly, I wouldn't tell someone they should go out and buy this.
Yeah.
Unless they really, they like these wooden pieces. They think they're just the coolest thing ever. I mean, they're nice.
Yeah, they are pretty nice pieces.
But
it always kind of irritates me when a game forces you in the 2-player game to play a particular color by giving you a limited number of pieces of the other ones, because there's only like 9 blue guys, I think, and like 11 green guys.
Well, that's just them being efficient with
it cuts down on cost, but like, I hate being yellow on the board, like, this is my least favorite color to play, so it just kind of frustrates me.
So right there, the game is like a 0 out of 10 because you have to
immediately I'm angry that I had to play yellow, yes.
Yeah, so I mean, if someone is looking into this and they're trying to make a decision of whether or not they should get this, I would say probably not. I think there are better games out there.
Yeah, I would, like we already talked about, I would look at Hacienda, I would look at Masons. If you don't like either of those and there's something aesthetically that you like about this game, then go for it, if abstract strategy is your kind of game.
Yeah. 1 to 10 rating, I give it like a 4. Like, I don't really think there's anything there at all that draws my interest.
Yeah, I completely agree.
So, Terra Nova.
Yeah, Terra Nova.
Not related to the TV show.
Sadly not. That would have been, a big boost on it if we'd been fighting dinosaurs, and I don't know what else happened in that show. It was pretty terrible, so I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
Anyway, there you go, Terra Nova.